I still consider myself to be a verse top. Like, I do. It's just I hate to say it, being an autistic, that's just easier. There's a line once you get to that primal nature, it doesn't matter what position I'm in. That's the best part. Everything feels good.
Yo, we made it to season 1.5 of Butch Queen After Dark. Not quite season 2, but we are still in the building. Now, before we get into the episode, I need y'all to help me grow this show. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please subscribe to the podcast. Please also rate the podcast. 5 stars, please. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and comment. I want to talk to you. You know I'll be in them comments. And of course, share with your friends. You got friends, right? And. If you have a question, a story, a confession, something you want me to talk about, send a listener letter to butchqueenpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, y'all ready to get nasty? Let's go. Welcome back to Butch Queen After Dark. I'm your host, David Brandyn, sex educator, content creator, certified slut, here to normalize freaky, sex-positive conversations because they always lead to better outcomes sexually in our community. Today, I have the eighth wonder of the world. He is a late diagnosed autistic person and neurodiverse advocate, taking over social media with his truth and his banging body. But today, he's talking about autism, intimacy, and making love fully unmasked. Please welcome Savant the Prodigy.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello to you. How you doing today?
I'm so good, Bubba. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Where you at? You're in New York?
I'm in New Jersey technically, but I'm right over the Lincoln Tunnel, so I'm basically right at Port Authority.
Okay, bet. Did you grow up there or did you move there? Are you transplant?
I'm a transplant. I'm originally from Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay. So you was riding horses. Okay.
B-Town, Texas, and we share the same birthday.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. That's so cool. Okay. So, let's dive in because I have so many things to ask you.
Okay.
So we're gonna get started. Okay. What was your or one of your sexual awakenings?
Easy. Um,
Easy.
Michael Ealy.
Oh,
Michael Ealy, hands down.
yeah.
Oh, and I'm such a little romantic, so I would come up with, like, little fanfics of me and him in my head, and they would just be, like, us, like, on little sweet dates.
Can you describe one of the dates with Michael Ealy?
Absolutely. I'm such, like, a romantic, so just think, like, me, him walking in the park, moonlit, and there's always a sit down, there's always a conversation, there's always, like, coy, and then there's always, like, a eye, and then, like, a smile, he says something, looks away, and then you
Mm,
kiss. And then,
yeah.
time you let yourself go on to the other parts, but I'm trying to be respectful.
It's a first date. Okay. One thing at a
You might
time.
see this one day.
Well, I hope that fantasy comes true for you one day. Who knows? You never know.
Well,
Okay. What's the freakiest thing you've ever done?
um, I'd probably have to say having ooh, okay, me and my partner went to a bathhouse together.
You did?
Yeah, but it was right before we got together, and it's not my current partner, it's my ex. But
Okay.
right before we got together and we were hooking up, we were kinda just always, like, really, really hot, so we were like, "Let's go do something, and let's kind of, like, get this over with before we might start moving in a more serious direction." So,
Mhm. That's great.
also
So
oh,
oh, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, also, I wanna make a note. I talk with my hands because I have a speech impairment, but whenever I speak with my hands, it helps me hide it. So, this is not ASL. This is called gesticulation, just in case anyone gets a little curious.
Yes, I was definitely gonna talk about that. I wanna know all the things you can do with your hands.
Perfect.
Uh, now, when it comes to the bathhouse conversation, right? How do you even talk to your partner about I know y'all weren't even together yet, but, like, how do you even introduce that into the relationship?
We we had met during a I used to do musical theater, so we had
Mhm.
a contract, and I was going through a breakup, he was going through something, so whenever we started hooking up, we were like kind of each other's like fallback buddies. So when we started having the more emotional effects, I think we both had a moment where we had like, this may become something, but we also know that both of us are jealous. So
Mm.
we ended up just, like, talking about it one day. I was like, "I'm nervous to go." He was like, "I'll go with you." But we were totally booed up. So when we went, it was just funny to kinda, like, be hand in hand, just, like, walking around.
Yeah,
We found some fun. It was a good time.
yeah, yeah. What were y'all playing together? Were y'all playing with other people?
We played together, and then
Mhm.
there was a situation where, a couple of people decided that they wanted to come and be curious.
I know
And
Jen.
so it was good for me to navigate that because I
Yeah.
have ADHD, and I
Mm,
have rejection sensitivity dysphoria, so I'm a little afraid of, like, my partner being intimate with someone else.
mhm.
Secretly also a little moment for me to say, "Can I grow?"
Yeah.
And
Mm,
I would say that I did. I can't say that it was something I would it's not something I don't think I would frequent often inside. I'm a more of a monogamous kinda guy.
yeah, yeah.
But I just I'm trying to let my mask fall and let my mind and sometimes my pants stay open, depending on who.
Hey, that's the way you gotta do it, right? Even knowing that you're a monogamous person, right? You still did this, freaky thing with a partner, right? It doesn't stop you from exploring everything with that one person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and bring me back to forgive me, I forget the name of this. You said you had ADHD and you had the rejection something. Can you talk about that?
Rejection sensitivity dysphoria.
Yes, yes, yes. I
Y
actually heard about this first through Paris Hilton.
Yeah,
She's talking about it.
love.
But I would love to hear your perspective on that and how it affects you with partners, with romance or just sex.
Yeah. So a lot of people, just because 'cause I'm also a spiritual practitioner and I work with, other neurodivergents unmasking, I see a lot of people go through this and not realize how severe it can be.
Mm.
So, for me, I feel like I have a birth coming up. I'm like, "Calm down." For
Let
me,
it out, babe. Let it out.
I, I am an eloper, which means whenever I get inside of a really, stressful situations, my body wants to run. So
Mm,
whenever I perceive rejection, my body is always screaming to run. So
mm.
whenever you have a partner who you're anxiously attached to, um, and that's your lifeline, but they also overwhelm you and love to reject you because I have a thing about dating narcissists. Um, your body is constantly like, I want to run the opposite way, but I also need you for my safety.
Yeah.
So whenever I did the bathhouse with him, secretly, I was like, "I wonder if I can kind of get over this jealousy hump before we go into
Mm,
a serious way." Because
yeah.
as a partner and a partner, I don't think I'd want to introduce something like that, while I was feeling insecure. I always say those are the type of things that are, extracurricular activities. If you're not passing your grades, we don't do those things. If you're not passing your grades, we don't we're no one's coming over. We're not that couple that we usually get. We're not doing that. No, no, no. That's for when me and you are flying high and nothing
Yeah.
can bring us down. And
Yeah.
because of my ADHD, I never allow myself and my partner to get to that
Mm,
fly high. But I also internalize a lot of narcissistic abuse that I didn't know about. So
mm,
a lot more educated
mm.
now, and now whenever I date, more narcissistic men, it's easier for me to navigate because I can see all the signs. It's harder for narcissists
You
to be
know him now.
with me.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I don't think anyone's bad, so whenever I see a narcissist and I mean, they're very common when it comes to being an empath. That's just like everyone knows this 101, you know what I mean? We just gotta be
Yeah.
talking about it, and I'm
That's
just
right.
not going to push someone away just because they may have some differences that I don't always see eye to eye with. So,
Yeah.
plus also, sometimes an empath, and forgive me, I'm feeling a little spicy on the show with you, but it's,
Please.
if you've ever heard, like, I think I heard someone say sometimes an empath feels like a bottom and a bottom, and I was like, "That?" I was like, "I don't have an issue with that," but I was like, "That's a really" it's sometimes you're like, "Yeah, both of us just want to." I
I
get
mean, I get that. I mean, I think about batteries, right? Like two end, don't create the energy you need. You need an opposite, right?
that's
You
why you
need
gotta learn how to be flexible.
yeah, yeah. Wow, you're eating it. Uh um so earlier you said something that's so insightful. What was it? I mean all of you what you said was insightful, but you were speaking about fuck, I lost it. Oh, couples, like partners doing the work, and if the work is not done, you don't do extracurricular activities,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, yeah, like really honing that foundation, right? Really like getting to know that person, and then maybe we step outside and then we try this other thing. But
Yeah,
if we don't have this, then like what are we doing? Like you gotta have that.
and I
Yeah.
used to be one to do that. I used to beat the dead horse until it was like, "Let me go."
Mm,
In relationships way longer than I was supposed to and longer than I was wanted. So,
yeah.
now I don't go back to that point. It's just like, if we're not doing the actual work, then all the fun stuff isn't fun. Sex is it,
Mm,
or you gotta figure out a script, and when you talk about someone who likes to say unmasked, I I go to the bedroom and the first thing that falls is my autistic mask, let alone me and you are beefed up all the time because there's a pride issue and one of us got what they wanted during something. I've been in the situations. I've even tried to take a past partner to a bathhouse to like let him cheat so he could get it out
mm,
way.
yeah.
It didn't work. Like
What happened?
we literally he knew I wasn't going anywhere. I was what, 26, 27, 26, something like that. I'm
Mm,
3 now, on my way to 34. Um, and I was so desperate. I didn't wanna be alone. I did not know I was autistic. I did not know any of this.
mm,
I was high level masking. I was completely burnt out, obviously.
yeah.
And I was just desperate. I didn't want him to leave. He was always cheating on me. This is how bad it was. And I
Mm,
like, I'm gonna surprise him. So I took him to the local bathhouse and he just kind of looked like when we pulled up, he looked and he was like, "What are we doing here?" And
mm,
I thought maybe we could try something different. And when we went up to the front door, the guy looked at us both and he goes, "It's a lot of old guys in there, dude. I'm not gonna let you." And he was like, "You're gonna hate it here." And I just remember looking like, I can't win. And
mm.
I didn't love myself, but I also had a partner that was okay with me not loving myself. But I will tell you, he made it. And before we got out that car into the front door, he was like, "Yeah, let's go do something new." And I was like,
Yeah,
"What do I
yeah.
do?" I've learned my lessons. We've learned.
Yes, yes. And I mean, honest speaking of learning, talk a little bit about late stage autism. What does that mean to you? And for those that don't know, and what is masking?
For sure. Mask per mask. I mean,
Oops.
to be fair, true. Um, so late I'm a late diagnosed autistic. Going into turning 32, I just had a lot of health problems that were picking up rampantly, and they were things that would happen one off throughout my whole life, and I would on purpose ignore. Like if
Mm,
a little off happened in the neuro, I was like, that didn't happen because I am a black man who is also gay. I didn't have time for
mm.
anything else. I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest with you.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So going and finding out like, oh my God, there's a name for this. I had the specialist from heaven, literally the pearly gates sent her down. She
Mm,
actually was supposed to diagnose me on my third round of testing, and she extended me out 3 more times because my mask is so high.
wow.
But she was the first person to teach me how to drop my mask, which is why, masking is what we call whenever you, mask or suppress your autistic traits. So right now, I could say that outside of my hands going about, you wouldn't be able to tell that I'm autistic. I would say that the way that my hands move might give you a little idea that there's something going on up here.
Mm,
But outside of this, if I really wanted to, I could pull this off for a little bit. I would probably become a little bit more theatrical if I wanted to keep the high mask, but that's, like, fine. That's, like, totally, like, normal gay things that I've learned. Um, but if I didn't mind you actually seeing outside my mask, which I never do, if you've been on my channel, you know, I drop it and it's like,
yes,
"Hello."
it's
But
beautiful.
I
Mhm,
actually kind of I find me outside of my mask to be a little bit more sexual, a little bit more sensual. I'm just a
mm,
lot more, how do I say this? I'm a lot more oblivious. I'm a lot more oblivious. This mask is only prepped to make you think I know what I'm doing. And I
mm,
understand that the amount of brain power I have as a savant autistic, which just means my brain has access to some things. It does some special things when people
ooh,
are not looking.
what are we doing?
It actually has to do with my hands.
Mhm,
Hyperspatial
mhm.
awareness. But
Ah,
I'm also a spiritual savant, so I have access. My brain just like my brain knows how to perceive extra paranormal activity. I have extra sensory perception, so I have um, gifts. I have like spiritual gifts. I'm technically psychic. I'm a medium. I'm a telepath. And I also am able to maneuver electricity and not electricity technically. It's your auric field, but it does have something to do with electrical currents. So if you've ever seen Gwyneth Paltrow, she has a show called The Goop. There was like the sex show, and she invited those two people, and they did like energy work. And without him touching her, she like could feel all the undulations and everything.
Whoa.
I have that ability.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Ha-
I'm a little X Men, little gay like autistic X Men.
Whoa. This is so cool. Like, you're the coolest person I know. Okay, how does all of that play into your sex?
I was so hoping you were gonna ask me that. Just between us squirrel friends,
Yes,
and I hope everyone's leaning in for this. Get
meaning it.
into your meditation and your metaphysical bag, because whenever you can hover over, and I mean the person is blindfolded, and whenever you can hover over someone's body and mess with their auric field and you watch their actual Mr. Man grow, and they're like, "Are you touching me?" And I'm like, "I am absolutely not touching you."
Oh,
It's amazing. It's a good time, and whenever you have sex and you actually know how to do energy work on someone, yes. We always talk as Black people about switching energies and all that, but we don't take it seriously, and I meet
mm.
people all the time who come up to me and I'm like, "Whoa, I don't want you to think this is a bad thing, but I can see the last 6 people on you. That's nothing wrong.
Whoa!
I just need you to clear that energy off so you can go get the next round. Get your
That's
good."
right, that's right.
I mean, especially sex workers. I mean, my best friend was a sex worker. She was a madam. Oh my God, I love her so much. And she, she was really big on keeping her metaphysical clear. And so now being
Mm,
a spiritual worker and you meet so many people, people are kind of ashamed. And I'm like, no, 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 baby. If you're gonna go out there, you're gonna do your things. But let me just go ahead and seal up
yeah,
your ports because you don't know why that thing in your heart chakra is messing you up.
yeah, yeah.
But also, like, when you're in the bedroom and someone tries to get a little rowdy bowdy with you, you're like, "I'm about to fuck with your sacral. I'm about to push your sacral on screen. It's gonna be, like, front and center, and then I'm gonna walk you home, and then I'm gonna wait for you to call me tomorrow
Yes.
because 'cause you'll
Can
never
can
know
you
why." What's up?
wow, can you see how many bodies are on me right now?
You don't want me to answer that. I would do a full I too many okay, so, like, Ross Matthews came in my,
Yes.
he used to work for a store, and Ross Matthews from, Drag Race came in,
Yeah, yeah. The
and
hilarious
I
Ross Matthews.
walked up to him, and literally, I was showing him a piece of, work, I do luxury furniture or did luxury furniture, and all of a sudden, my
Mm.
neck started hurting, and I was like, "Oh, this is Ross Matthews." I was like, "I don't know how to tell him this," and I just looked at him, and I was like, "Bubba," and he was like, "Yes," and I was like, "Can you go get a neck massage?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like,
Whoa.
neck massage. I was like, "It's radiating over here." And he looks at me and goes, "What the hell?" He was like, "I've been having my husband rub my neck all week." I did a full reading for him on the spot. It was so fun, but like,
Oh, wow. That that is so cool. So, I assume you have to, like, be in person with you so you can, like, feel that energy,
mm-mm.
uh oh, you can do it like across. Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
I literally could read your aura right now.
Whoa. When did you realize you could do this?
So I got diagnosed in September and I started getting funny feelings in October. There were a lot
Mhm.
of coincidences that started happening and I started to get a little nervous.
Mm.
And this is so funny. I had my sexual awakening at this time because I had
Mm.
discovered that I was autistic. I had my partner. I found out that I was autistic. He found out that he had NPD,
Mm.
which
What
is
is
narcissistic
empathy?
personality disorder.
Got it.
So we were like in my mind, we were like the Jay-Z and Beyonce of like I was like, obviously, you know who I am. But we had too many coincidences and I was walking down the street one time and I was looking down at my phone, I wasn't paying attention, and it felt like someone pushed me out the way, like physically.
Mm.
And I turned around and the guy was walking, but you could tell he didn't touch me. He was oblivious. And so I called my partner and I was like, I don't know what just happened. I was like, I physically felt something and spooky things have been happening, but I was like, was it a ghost? And so I was like,
Mm.
I'm gonna put the phone down. I was like, I'm gonna close my eyes. And I was like, I'm gonna walk. And I said, I want you to tell me what I do. And I'm walking and like I feel my body go, boom. And he goes, "Why?" He was like, "Are your eyes closed?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You just avoided a bag of trash." And I was like,
Whoa.
"What do you mean?" And I turned around and there was a bag of trash that I didn't notice, but like I thought I was gonna walk in a straight line. I don't know. And so like I set up so many things. He came over, and that's when I found out. I was like, "There's something different about me." So that's when I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm
Yeah.
autistic." But like
So okay, so that was
October, October's when that happened, and then I started playing around with
so
like
that was like
2025.
okay,
2024.
okay,
And then what do we just go into? 26? So yeah, 2024 is when I got my September. And then we went to the new year, 2025. Woo, that was a horrible year. We just finished that. And now here we are in 2026. So yeah, October. And then January is when I knew I was like, I'm gifted, gifted, but I didn't know how to talk about it. It got scary. The gifts came in
mm,
heavy, but I will go ahead and tell you, sex was the only thing that calmed me down.
interesting, interesting. Where so this is newer for you, right? This is a new power you have unlocked, right? Where
Yes.
do you see it going? Like, if you could manifest what I mean, because right now it probably feels big, but it's probably in its infant stage. Like, it could grow to, an immense amount. Where do you see it going? Where would you wanna manifest this?
So I actually I have a little bit of like this idea, not an idea, but it's a part of my gift. I can sense other people who have gifts. So
Mhm.
right now, I'm a spiritual practitioner. I do a lot of healings, um, and a lot of spiritual and like chakra work and in-person healings, and I do a lot of metaphysical work in spiritual, and I do shamanic work, which is a whole nother thing. But I actually also train other mystics, or you call them mystics, or people will identify with saying like I'm a witch or I'm psychic or whichever umbrella. But I work with
That's
a lot
right.
of people on honing and tapping into their gifts just because, again, a spiritual savant is an actual real term. um, and a lot of us on the spectrum have our gifts. But I actually train people how to use their gifts. So that is kind of
Mm,
I've actually trained people. I stayed secret for a year. I wanted to talk about it, but I then didn't know how to use my gifts, and they were scaring me because they were so
mhm.
powerful. And so then I went hiding. I hinted at it like a couple of times online, but I was like, I'm not ready to introduce that. And yeah, once
Yeah.
I kind of got the A-OK, I knew what I was doing. I was training people on the side alongside myself. So it was like, we're all in this. Like, no one's a leader, but I was like, my gifts come a little bit more naturally. So I'm going to continue to do that. I want to help other people out in the world. And plus, there's so many Black people who are gifted.
Mhm.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, Black folks, just because of our history, like, sometimes you'll be gifted to be really scared of that or, like, think
Yeah.
it's witchcraft because we're raised so Christian and, like, so you can definitely be the example for people, and I really love how you are I asked you how you wanted to manifest it, and you wanted to manifest it within community, which, like, is really, really special and speaks really highly of you. Um, okay, so I want to know when you're unmasking in bed, right? Is there a is there a transition from the mask to the unmask? And what does that look like for you?
On a normal day, if I'm going in and out of my mask, like right now, I'm pretty highly masked just because it's easier for me to communicate. But when it goes to the bedroom, most times if I were doing like I didn't really participate in hookup culture like that. Um, I just was never cool enough, and now I understand how many neurological things someone coming to my house sounded incorrect. Me going to someone else's house sounded scary. And then
Mm,
times that like I used to like, don't get me wrong, back in the day, like I had Jack. I'm human. I had Jack. I had Grinder. I've been on there. Um,
yeah.
but I always knew that in bed there was a mental barrier my whole life.
Mm,
Why? I used to tell people, I was like, "I don't know why, but it always feels like I'm a virgin." And I was like, I'm
mm,
was like every time, but genuinely it's because until my last partner, who was the only person that I was with, at the beginning of my diagnosis. He watched me go from thinking I was neurotypical, watching me go through, like, a psychological breakdown, finding out that I was autistic, finding out that I was psychic, finding out my gifts. So, like, he also watched me have my first big mass drop, and in the bedroom, it turns into
Mm.
being like, I'm primal. I'm an if you saw the video that I posted at me at the park flipping around, you saw like, it's
That that's you fucking?
that's me. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
That's
it's a good
great.
time, but, like, the neurological switch, if the lights are off, I can drop my mask and no one will ever know. You
Mhm.
ask me to sleep.
Mm.
It becomes really grumbly, but, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's kinda hot. Like, I love the sounds that come out of my mask. Like,
It sound
when I say I'm nonverbal, my brain doesn't process actual words the same way. Whenever I'm speaking like this, my brain is on, like, a script. It's like I take a bunch of people that I've known, I take all the ways they say words, and I've created a voice. Whenever my brain goes, I don't wanna pretend to be anyone, my, like, trachea moves, but it's just a bunch of, like, grunting and, like
yeah. I absolutely resonate with that. I know when I'm really in it, right? I can't think of words. I can't speak English. Like I can't think of words. It's going to be moans and grunts and maybe a yes and maybe a no or whatever. But like words are not they're not coming to me and I do feel more connected in I guess the primalness of it all when I'm
Yeah.
not speaking English.
I
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hot, and it's also not a level of sexual intensity that I have ever felt before I knew I was autistic.
Mm, mm.
So when
So
I
it's
was
better
having sex, it was like,
yeah.
I was like, "I don't know what this is." I was like, "I know I've had se" and, like, also watching my partner go, "The sex that we used to have, and then this is not the same sex." And then,
Mm.
he got a little, he got a little addicted. He started being like, "Alright." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "You can go now." Like, yeah,
Would you say sex is better after your diagnosis?
3,000,000%.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
33 years old. I have still not to this day ever made love. It's not something I've ever
Mm.
experienced. And I've always known that. I've tried, I faked it, I've lied. I have an ex
Mm.
sat there and was like, "Are you gonna make love to me?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I was in that mask like, "What do I do? Do I cry? Do I
Mm. Mm.
smiles?" I was like, "Yep, that was it. Good
Yeah.
for you." And then outside of a mask, the sex is so primal. I breathe completely differently, which is it's a physical thing. You breathe, you go into a breathing. It's like you go into almost, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit more of a trance for me. I go into like
Mm.
a like state of consciousness once ever, because you have to think about it. It's me. It's that same big old baby goober that y'all see on those videos, completely unmasked, set it's a great fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know, I after that, I was like, "I don't wanna cruise anymore." I was like, "If that doesn't feel like cruising. I cannot unmask in public like this. Not when I'm genuinely down on all fours." The partner that I
Mhm.
have now, he will look at me sometimes and be like, "Babe, I need to talk to you. Like, can we talk? Can you get up?" And I'm like, and he'll be like, "Babe, he'll be like, come on, like I need to talk to Savant." And I'm like, ah. He calls me Teddy. Whenever I'm down there, he's like, "Teddy," and I'm like, "Hmm?" And then sometimes he's like, "Can I talk to Savant for 2 seconds?" I'm like, yes, what?
Huh. What
It's hot.
okay. This all sounds great. Does would you have you ever considered puppy play?
Mhm.
Yeah. You sound puppish. You sound like a pup. A little
I
bit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more dominant.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me about that.
It's so funny, my feminine nature, it's like my feminine nature interestingly enough, it's like my feminine nature is, like, really hidden underneath my mask. It's coming out a lot more now, I'm a lot more soft and sensual, but there's a line once you get to that primal nature, it doesn't matter what position I'm in. That's the best part, everything feels good. I used to be, I still consider myself to be a verse top, like, I do, it's just I hate to say it, being an autistic, that's just easier, which is
And
why
I
I'm
think that's
so
valid.
appreciative of my bottoms.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but when you get down there, everything feels good. Your body, like, no poppers needed.
Mhm,
That you get on top,
mhm.
no poppers needed.
Yeah,
Use poppers down there. To be fair, sometimes it takes me away, and I'm like, I want to be fully present. I used to
yeah.
use poppers as an escape, so whenever I met,
Mm,
and to be fair, this is the only partner where I'm like, oh, my pop.
don't need it.
But, like, it's
Yeah.
a dominant play, and to have a partner also that does not outside of the bedroom cause your ego to feel the need to stay in a bruised state, that's the other
Mm,
good sex and primal energy. I need someone else who whenever we get out of the bedroom, you're not a bully to me. You're not
mm.
picking on me and then expecting me to all of a sudden become your sex doll, which is something that used to happen. So I hate to say it, this one that I'm thinking now, he's getting the best. So
Good for him. That's
congratulations to
great.
him. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you really do gotta congratulate people, like, you unlocked a code that the other boys ain't unlocking, like, congratulations, you're doing what needs to
I
be
dropped my
done.
mask, went all fours, and he called me daddy, and I said, "Well, I said you're all right with me, all right."
Mm,
Just on all
mm,
fours, just like, "Well, you all right with me? Come on now."
yeah. So, what other ways are you dominant in the bedroom? If you could share.
I can share just because I'm such a fan of you, and if I'm gonna unmask, it's gonna be with you.
Take it out, bring it out.
I have a thing about tossing salad, if you will.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
massive vegetarian.
Mm,
With a
yeah,
smile like this and a tongue this long, you do
yeah.
not you you learn how to make a Caesar salad
Wait,
a couple
do
times.
okay, you have can I see your tongue? It's blue and it's great.
It's
Oh, it's
blue
great. It is
because I
pretty
had
long
that
and it's
ocean
thick.
water from Sonic, but
I love
also
it.
it's a very strong tongue.
Yeah, yeah. I have a bit of a tongue kink. I love tongues. So you mentioned you have a long tongue. I'm like, what? I have to see it, and it's great.
It's
Uh, okay, so
it's
you
one of those moments where you're just like, "It's about the motion of the ocean." I'm just like, "Give me my time." So I do like to tell people to do mundane things while I service them. Um
aha, I love this. Like what?
so if you are like randomly, and I do mean like this is something, if I get a partner and I have one now, so like bless his whole and heart. um I love to be like, hey, oh my God, you're texting on the phone, stay right there. And the thing is a partner always starts to get the service and they're like, I want to join in. And I'm like, that's not what I told you to do. I actually
Oh,
don't
that's not what
want
I
your
told
attention
you.
in this way. I want to be left to my own devices. And so, like, I have made someone watch a full commercial, like TV show, and been like, talk to me about it. I'm gonna,
And you in there?
yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time, especially when you're unmasked. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You get to be as excited as you want to. And again, when you're unmasked and autistic, I get to experience childlike joy. I looked at my partner and I was like, you know, you're dating a man child. And he was like, yeah. He was like, "Yeah." It was like round 2, and I was like 3 and 4, baby.
I love that. You're really you're getting yours and you're giving it to him, and that just warms my heart. Now, how do sensory needs show up for you during intimacy?
Just make sure there's a towel at all times, and if I have to go pee, let me be. If I have to go pee, let me be. I'm doing the work for both of us. If I have to pee, there is a thing that happens to my lower abdomen, and it's to be fair, if you have a penis that's 6 straight up, 9
Yeah.
times out of 10, you have some. Doesn't mean like trauma. I'm gonna say sometimes it could be overdue stress. There's a lot of trauma that goes to that womb area that men do not ever take care of.
Huh.
Women will sit there and rub their bellies and love on themselves, and men were like. So I, after I was unmasked, I noticed that my verbal impairment had gotten a lot worse. And
Mm.
whenever I looked up how childhood trauma affects you, it was in that area. So all I'm gonna say is there was a lot of breathing work, but it comes to the sensory needs of being like, if I have to pee and my Mr. Man stands up, if he's not hanging and chill, if he stand up, I'm like, number one, I have to pee. And number two, if I can't pee, it's not gonna feel good for me. So,
Mm,
having to have a partner who's like, "Yes, papa, you can go to the restroom for 2 minutes, even though I'm right on top of you, and I need you to stay with me." I'm like, "Babe, please."
yeah,
But you have to,
yeah, I
like
gotta go.
you have to know how to accommodate yourself in the bedroom, and most autistics or just neurodivergents, we go with the flow, and I think there are so many amazing kink communities that are made for going with the flow.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, and just because I really wanna start at the bottom and put them at the top, and this is not meant to be in a shady way, but, like, you have
Yeah.
scat community, you have the golden showers, you have the people who love, all of the things, that sensory need, but also it's a sensory need that is built out of pure pleasure right now. We're not
Mm,
breaking the connection. And as someone
mm,
who's autistic, I'm like, I hate breaking the connection. It's hard to get me in the bedroom, number 1, but then once I'm
yeah.
in the bedroom, I don't wanna leave, but god
We're
dang,
here.
I have to pee. And if I don't pee, this is going to be I'm going to be so frustrated. I might actually throw a I might throw a tantrum. I might have a little bit of a breakdown in the corner. So, I
Yeah, yeah,
have to, like, be ready. And towels are just because fluids and me, we're working on it. I put myself through some things for my partner, though.
okay, n no cum on your face?
If Bae wants it, then yeah.
Well,
If it was
you're
a
not
hookup,
asking
then
for it.
no.
Got
If Bae wants it, then yeah. If it was a hook no, I'm not even gonna say that. If Bae wants it, then yeah. I wouldn't put myself in a position for it to happen any other way.
got it, got it, got it. Uh, great. So earlier you were talking about folks accommodating you in the bedroom. How are what are other ways you would want to be accommodated in the bedroom?
Don't ask me to uh, either don't ask me to speak because I go into verbal shutdowns the minute that the minute I do okay, so another thing is I'm not a fan of the lights on, and it's a complete sensory need. Now, if you really want some lighting in the bedroom, I actually have installed for Bay because people like light. I live in sensory deprivation. I literally walk around my house sometimes pitch black. But I have fairy lights in my room. And like I actually have like a light strip that goes all the way around. And so I put it on blue. It has a million other
Mhm.
colors. But I prefer lights off. I prefer don't make me speak. Let me groan. Let me grunt. But if
Yeah,
you want a
yeah.
script, no scripting. Please accommodate me. Don't make me pretend to be a cop. I do have other things that I'm willing to do if you wanna
Mm,
work, but, like, don't make me speak. Also, plus, because whenever I drop my actual my voice gets really, really low, and it's hard to talk fast. Okay, it's okay. Let's go here. So, me having a deeper voice whenever I'm inside the bedroom, right? If I gesticulate, I can actually stay down here and it's fine, but whenever I'm in the bedroom, I'm using my hands, which means my brain, the actual part of my like prefrontal cortex and like the hippocampus, whatever the part that like controls like actual speech, that goes in like a different mode. Because I'm a savant autistic, it flips. So the way that words come out, if you ask me to say words, I can say them, but like think of dyslexia, but for like speech. My words are
mm.
they come out backwards. My speech comes very broken. And it's a different neurological standpoint. So yes, I can give you the yes, I can give you the no, I can give you all the things, but like it's gonna come out, and yeah, if you want a yes, it's just gonna I don't even know how to explain it, friend. It's more of an exclamation than it is like a word.
I I
It's
get
just
it.
like
I
a
completely get it. Get
like, I do a lot of that.
it. That's so
I do
good.
a lot of those moments.
You should record yourself grunting and play it back for yourself and just hear it.
Who says
Listen.
I have
Hey, I was gonna say have you. I mean that
Yes,
sounds
I'm very attracted to myself. I used to make myself videos, yeah.
good for you. Good for you. So are you okay in those videos? Are you like what you doing in them video?
I will always bottom for myself in a video. Yeah.
What? Oh, what does that mean?
Oh, so I used to have a stool,
Yeah.
and then I used to have a very, 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 very prized, perfect dildo, and
Hmm.
I would always record myself doing the do. So then whenever I didn't want to, like 'cause my thing is, like, I have high standards, and so at the very least, like, I always say, like, I'm a narcissist that runs on his own supply. If I were to call I or at least that's what I used to tell my ex. I used to be like, "I'm a narcissist, just run on my own supply." He was like, "That okay." But, like, I would get off to myself. It's like sexually, I'm like, "Yeah, like, this is it. This is what I want." So, yeah, and it was a way for me to stay off a grinder. It was a way for me to, like,
Mm,
go to the gym and cruise. I used to be a cruising boy. Now that was my thing. I used to have a thing for cruising, but there was
mhm.
built into that. But once we cleared the trauma out, I enjoyed cruising, but then I was like, "Ah, now I want the primal stuff," and that happens in the bed,
Yeah,
not in the gym.
yeah, 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 it's gonna be a different connection. Wow, okay, okay. So cool. Okay, uh, we didn't get to this one. What is one of your or your current sexual fantasy?
Mm. Oh, this is so funny. He doesn't know this yet. So when this airs, this will have already happened, and we will have to talk about this on the side. But
Great.
I whenever I met my current partner or my we're not official yet. We have a talk
Alright,
game for
alright.
tomorrow. Um,
Okay,
but I'm locking it down. Don't worry. I'm gonna do my job. He
for
is
you.
6'3", and the first thing he looks at me and says, and I mean the first thing, we had been talking for a year, and so when he finally got me to go out on a date with him, I was just like, "This is my homeboy," and then he showed up looking good, and I was like, "Oh."
Actually?
We had never met. We had only talked on Instagram. Um,
Mm,
so he is just the biggest protector of me. Like, when I'm
mm.
masked, he becomes the biggest protector, but then he looks at me and goes, I don't know how you feel about this, but, he was like, "I'm a bottom." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Look," he was like and he says, like, he's verse, but he was just like, "I tend to lean on the more submissive side," and when I tell you I have never dropped out of my mask, become a grown 7-year-old, and had the time of my life in the bedroom, um, and so I am ordering us a double-sided dildo.
Aha!
I have said it's going to be a time. I've said
Yeah,
me, his bottom and my bottom, we're gonna have a conversation at the same time, which is a
yeah,
see that I have tried to pull off with every other partner, and they were not what I needed, and I'm so sorry.
really?
Look,
What was getting in the way? Why didn't it work with other folk?
because we all thought we were neurotypical, and we were all scripting inside the bedroom.
Mm,
Want to unmask in a soulful way, and I want to actually, like, explore. My partners would always be like, "You're trying to really be vulnerable," and so it just never worked. I would always have
mm,
partners who they enjoyed having sex with me whenever I was feeling down. I used to date, narcissists who were not healthy, um,
mm,
so now that I am unmasked, if I meet someone and I can tell my last partner found out that he had NPD. So
mm.
it's a completely different experience. Watching someone with actual NPD wield it in a powerful, hot way, you're like and so I also can say that there are so many people, including myself, that have narcissistic sides.
Mm.
And when you see people in bedrooms and that they wield out that narcissism, you're like, "Oh, yeah, this is where it belongs." And you just watch people. And when I say that, like, he's into himself and watching him in bed, I forgot what the question was. I just got a little jolted.
That's great. That's the place I want you to be. Jolted for this great person that you're seeing, right? Like this is really great. What about him makes you comfortable enough to unmask? Besides, you said he makes you feel safe, but what else?
He accidentally tricked me into unmasking the first time, and
Mm,
he got he got my oh, you have a disability unmasked, and the way that he was precious with me, and also still treated me like I was everything, in the way that he wears me, he wears me proudly, and I don't mean to say wear like he holds me like a trophy, but it's like he puts me first.
mhm,
And he puts me first, and he's always like, "You're in your mask." And he actually he watched me have a breakdown, and he put me in the shower, and he looked at me, he goes, "Do you want me to close the curtain?" And I was like, Yes, and he closed the curtain and he was like, "Can I stay and sit on in the tub, like, on the toilet, like,
Uh,
while you're in the tub?" And I was like, "Yes." And I mean, like,
yeah.
a day 11, and he had
Mhm.
came over and hang out, and I wasn't doing good, and
Mm.
once you have that kind of safety, when you get back to the bedroom, you're like, "Thi I'm a" because also, like, you don't see me as something weird. You don't see me as something. You see me as a human who is unique.
Mm. Yeah.
And also you don't question and I've watched him. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "I didn't understand the mask." And he was like, "And I didn't understand how this and that correlated." And he said, "Now I see the full scope." Because he was like, "I only knew you as
Mm.
this for a long time, and then you got your diagnosis." Sorry, I'm holding a stone because I'm stimming when no one's looking. But yeah,
Wow.
I think that's hot. And also, like, his body is
Oh,
look,
I love to see.
look
You
now.
say he's 6'3". How tall are you?
I am 5'8". He is
You
6.
5'8"?
I am 5'8", and
Uh,
I will climb a tree in 2 seconds.
clearly,
I will.
clearly.
Yeah, a mountain, a tree.
Please, please record whatever you're doing, and I will just envision it at
It's
some
okay,
time.
it's okay. At this point, he's like, "I wanna go on a gay cruise." He was like, "Oh, and then I saw you at Pete." Oh, wait, I saw you have you been to P-Town?
Yeah, I was just there, last week, yep.
Yeah, so I
Mhm.
saw you at P-Town, and I was like, "Oh, he's in my streets."
Yeah, you should definitely go on a trip like Frolic. I think you would really enjoy it. You and your future partner, y'all should check it out. I'll send you some information.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
please.
Yes. Okay, so we're coming down to the end, which I'm so sad about. But
Mm.
I did want to ask you about a video you had posted about spontaneous sex. Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts on that? And like preparation.
Okay, so he is the human that actually put me in a LUTs. Because
Mm,
he's a spontaneous sexer, and I wasn't
okay.
prepared for that outside of my mask. When you're not when you're outside the mask and you're like, I'm allowed to not script, your brain doesn't prepare a script. So when all of a sudden someone's like, "Oh my god, whoop," you're like, and that's not my jam all the time. So I
Yeah,
had to,
yeah.
like, really sit down with myself because my first go was to put down boundaries and say, "No, I'm just gonna."
Mm,
He called me bright early in the morning. I enjoyed myself. He did a great job. He got me there. But that first, like, 7.5 minutes of me waking up, I was like, "What are we doing?" And so I
mhm,
had to, like, really consider, I've never been outside of my mask, and do you wait like, I genuinely sat down with myself, and I allowed myself to sound like the seven-year-old at the soul I am. I was like, "Do I need to get up at 5 AM and prep? What if he wakes up and he wants me to do this?"
mm,
And what like, how do you and what I ended up doing was just having the conversation with him. I was like, "Hey, so I have trauma," and I was like and he was like, "Oh my god, did I do anything wrong?" And I was like, "No." I said, "Because I have in the past told people don't do this, and then they did it anyway,
mm,
which is a no-no."
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "With you, you and I, every time we see each other, it's go time." And so we had to talk. And then as soon as we had to talk, I was like, and when I say he was like writing down notes, and when I say writing down notes, I do mean like he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Okay." And then he's one to keep the notes and apply, which was also weird for me. I'd never seen that in real time. And so now I was
Mm,
like, actually, I kind of just want to stay prepared. And so we had a talk, and I was like, this is when it's a good thing. This is when it's a no. And then now, like, he'll look at me and he makes eye contact with me. He's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because he knows when I'm out. He knows. He's like, "You're out of your mask, so now I'm going to be a little bit more careful with you." And to have someone who you start with this and then you go down to your mask and he can clock the difference and he shifts his care. I look. He gets back into
mm.
tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. and I want you to know he's been gone for a week. And I'm like, I got stretching to do.
That is so good, so insightful, so smart, so very sexy. You have given us so much. Thank you, and please give your socials so people can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on all the social medias at Savant the Prodigy. That's
All
it.
right, Savant
Savant
the
E
Prodigy.
Prodigy, Thee, because I'm from Houston, Texas.
EE. Come
Beyonce,
on, like Meg.
Italian, come on now.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. I definitely got to have you back for my next season because I want to know what happens in the next few weeks with this partner and all the shenanigans y'all about to get into. But for now, I will say goodbye and thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching and or listening to Butch Queen After Dark. Again, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, rate, subscribe, do all the things. We try to make this show grow. And send your listener letters to butchqueenpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, stay nasty, and stay after dark.